Where do states stand on this push to reopen their economies in just a couple of short weeks, May 1st?
That's the goal, Alex, for many states right now. And some states are actually closer to hitting that goal than, say, New York, for example. We know that many large gatherings in New York will be canceled through May and possibly even June. Still, even with some states partially reopening by May 1st, no state will be fully open at that time. My colleague Kathy Bark has a look around the nation at what some states are doing.
New York and San Francisco tightening the rules, requiring all residents to wear a face covering in public, while some parts of the country may be back in business sooner rather than later as governors look to lift orders.
Opening Texas must occur in stages. Obviously, not all businesses can open all at once on May the 1st.
Texas announces first phase will allow product pickup at retail stores and a reopening of state parks. Beaches in Jacksonville, Florida are now open for limited hours. And in Michigan, some of the strictest social distancing rules in the nation may loosen up for businesses on May 1st. This comes after protesters clogged roads in front of the state capitol, demanding they get back to work. The frustration also building in New Jersey. Let's get to work! And Oklahoma.
Why crater the economy when the virus is not, fortunately, not as bad as what it was anticipated to be?
And New York does remain the state with the most amount of cases. The governor has a goal of May 15th at the very earliest, Alex, but he does say testing is going to be a major requirement for reopening. And he has said over and over again he needs more assistance from the federal government in order to do that. Now, that drew the ire of the president, who tweeted, quote, Governor Cuomo should spend more time doing and less time complaining. Of course, Cuomo firing back, saying he says he's done enough. None of us have done enough. We are not through this yet. It's not over. And Alex, of course, we mentioned the horrific story about the staggering death toll from nursing homes. This one right behind me at the Sapphire Nursing Home in Queens, reporting 29 deaths, but staffers think that could be closer to 60. And over in New Jersey, police discovered 17 bodies inside a makeshift morgue at one nursing home. And that is a major concern for them. The governor saying that nursing homes is his #1 congregate concern today.
All right, Corey Coffin, thank you for that. Let's get more now on the NBC report saying that the president's advisors are warning about political risks in his push to reopen the country. Let's go to NBC's Monica Alba. She's at the White House for us. Monica, with a good Saturday to you, what can you tell us about this?
That's right, Alex. A balancing act that continues here for the president as he tries to assure Americans that he is reopening parts of the country safely and in phases, while also evaluating politically what this might mean for his re-election down the road. Our reporting shows that some of his top aides are warning him about easing restrictions too soon. And that might be in part because of some polling that shows that a majority of Americans are actually more worried that those will be eased too quickly and lifted too soon. A Pew report in particular from the last couple of weeks showed that 66% are too afraid that those guidelines will be lifted too quickly, while only 32% feel they may not be lifted quickly enough. But in those states that the president highlighted yesterday, we're talking about Michigan, Minnesota, and Virginia. Those are all led by Democratic governors, and those are states that would be key to his re-election in November. So the president seems to be targeting a message to his supporters. We saw there that many of those are carrying Trump flags or signs in those cities where some of the most economic anxiety is being put forth by these protesters. But take a listen to what the president's message is specifically to them, because he says he knows they're listening. This is from the briefing.
People have been incredible.
Urge those protesters to listen to local authorities.
I think they're listening. I think they listen to me. They seem to be protesters that like me and respect this opinion, and my opinion is the same as just about all of the governors.
And the president's campaign is telling me that they are also actively planning now future rallies with only 6 months to go until the general election. That's something they're already looking ahead to. And the president himself has indicated he hopes to get back on the campaign trail soon. And that's despite health experts warning social distancing shouldn't go away and really mass gatherings should be avoided in the weeks, if not maybe months to come, Alex. So that's something we'll certainly be tracking.
I'm sure you will. Thank you so much, Monica Alba from the White House for us. In Maryland this hour, a protest to reopen the country led by apparent supporters of the president just one day after his tweets calling to liberate certain states. Let's go to NBC's Ali Vitale, who's joining me from Annapolis, Maryland, the capital there. What are you seeing on the ground, Ali?
Yeah, Alex, you were talking about those protests that we've seen across the country, places like Michigan and Virginia. Today, that's the case here in Maryland, in Annapolis, where protesters are mostly from their cars urging government officials to reopen the state. Now, Larry Hogan has said that he's seen cases on the rise here. Maryland has more than 12,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus. And in the larger DMV alone, their cases doubled this week to more than 20,000. Clearly, as Governor Hogan said, they're not seeing signs that they're ready to reopen the state yet. In terms of the people who are showing up here, though, yes, there are people who seem to be here for the bold-faced political reason that they support President Trump. You're seeing around me some people in Trump hats, holding American flags, Trump 2020 T-shirts, things like that. But then there are also people here who say that politics is a secondary concern for them. I talked with one woman who was in her car who said near tears that she's a business owner here who hasn't gotten a stimulus check and who really wants to see herself have the ability to work and bring in some money. She said she owns a beauty salon. She suggested maybe being able to cut one person's hair an hour as opposed to multiple people's hair an hour. And so, yes, for the most part, I'm seeing people out here who are really keeping politics at the front and center of this, urging Governor Larry Hogan, who is a Republican, I would add, to reopen the state, supporting the work that President Donald Trump has done. At the same time, though, there are the people out here who are talking about the need to keep businesses open and to get the economy going again.
Yeah, can I just say, Ali, looking behind you, I'm concerned about the lack of everybody having a mask there. I know it is not the case in the state of Maryland. They're not required as they are here, say, in New York. I know in Los Angeles and California now. But that's concerning. I just thought I'd say that. So just look around for your own safety and move away, right?
Yeah, not everyone's got a mask on. And I'll be honest, I'm not seeing people really adhere to the social distancing that we often talk about on this network and elsewhere.